A night filled with drama at Ball Arena. The Nuggets eke out a 2-point win. The play of the game, perhaps, at the end of the third quarter. Jamal Murray with a heave, and it's goaltended on the offensive end by Hamidou Diallo. What was he doing? We have no idea, but he's up there, and he interferes with the basketball. And so Jamal Murray got a gift three. Mike Muscala wincing at the end. Wow, what a game. I'm Chris Marlowe with Katie Wingy and Scott Hastings, and you got to feel good about this one. Nuggets trailed by 19 at one point, but able to come back. Yeah,
it was definitely a tale of two halves, I think, in this game. And Joker was good from the beginning. Then he got some guys to get going with him in the second half. And, Scott, it was very different for this Nuggets team to come out in that second half and have a decent third quarter and put together a comeback win.
You know, and I was talking with the guys on courtside after the game, and I truly believe this. They stunk. I think they shot 25% from the three-point line, and yet they got 40. And you're like, dude, after you're 10 for 30, do you still really want to take 10 more? I mean, you know, some people do. But they got into the paint in that second half. They had 57 points in the second half, in the third and fourth quarter combined. They had, I believe, 30. So they had over half of their points they scored in the second half were layups. And that's how you cure a shooting slump, bad shooting, streaks when a team's got a little roll going, is to get to that rim.
Well, Scott Hastings, you called it. You called ham and egg tonight with Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic. Each had 22. Both were kind of carrying the team at one point. Sometime they got together. Jokic threw in a Sombor shuffle. It was all beautiful.
Yeah, how about this, Katie? The only three Joker made tonight was that Sombor shuffle with 0.7 of a second on the clock.
Yeah, and Jokic was great in the first half, and he slowed down a little bit in the second as his teammates got better, but Jamal played so tough in this game. You talked about it on the broadcast, Scott. He rolled his ankle a little bit, and he's already fighting through so many injuries. But his toughness was on full display tonight. He played through a lot of pain. He took that huge charge, which you saw at the end. Both put up 22.
And how about Jokic leading the NBA in double-doubles, 24 double-doubles in 25 games. Well, we were talking about before the game, if Jokic and Murray play pretty good, Nuggets have a great chance to win. But if the others get involved, almost a lock. Well, the others came through tonight. Michael Porter Jr. had 15. Paul Millsap was good on the boards, had some blocked shots, and Will Barton came up with some huge shots.
Yeah, and I think this leads into what Scott was talking about a little bit too. When the Nuggets stopped settling for those outside jumpers and did things like Paul Millsap just did right there, that's when their offense started flowing, and that's when they got a more balanced attack. I thought Michael Porter Jr. had a great second half. Will Barton hit a couple really big three-pointers. Scotty, when the others, as we're calling them, other than Jokic and Murray, get going, this Nuggets team is so fun to watch.
Well, absolutely, Katie, and like I said, the part of my 120, it's not just a number, although physically if they were 120, they'd be 20-5. But it's that attitude to try to always put pressure on teams to score. There's no way Oklahoma City could score with these guys. And as Denver started upping the offensive pressure, you saw, and it was evident. How about this, too? I thought Monte Morris was really struggled tonight. And yet, fourth quarter, he had 7 points. I think all of his points were in that fourth quarter, and a couple of them real key. So, listen, Murray and Joker are going to get the headlines, and they're going to get all the, the adoration they deserve, and they deserve a bunch. But they ain't going to win more than some big games here and there or whatever. They're not going to win what they want to win. That's an NBA championship. If they don't have those two guys being stars and about 4 or 5 other guys come along with them and say, hey, we got you, Mr. Murray. We got you, Mr. Joker.
Yeah, and one young gun did show up tonight, and that was R.J. Hampton, who found himself at the foul line in the closing moments of the game. Hampton with unbridled energy, had some steals. He was just in the mix the whole way.
Yeah, and he was ready to shoot, and obviously he's still learning and finding his spots, but he did hit a couple really good shots tonight within the flow of the Nuggets offense. And I thought defensively, Scott was where he really shined tonight in the energy that he brought. But how about this play to end the game?
Hey, let me tell you what. That's not as easy as look. I've seen guys try that and bank it and make it. I've seen guys try that and hit the side of the backboard and don't touch rim, and now the team gets to throw it in. But it was pretty heady play. Listen, I like this guy. I think he's got a chance to be really good. And Katie, you called it with whatever it was, 2 or 3 seconds to go in the game. They take out MPJ to put in a defensive presence, more of a defensive presence. It's a 20-year-old. You know, they bring R.J. Hampton in there to play some defense. I thought he was outstanding. I think if you go back and watch the tape, you know, and he rushed a couple threes, probably took a couple he shouldn't have, passed up probably 1 or 2 shots he should have been aggressive and shot. But I think if you go back and watch the tape defensively, he did some special things, in particular in that second half, that may not get on a stat sheet, but I'm telling you what, the coaches will see that and go, okay, nice job, kid.
All right, quick question for both of you. Scotty, chances against the Lakers on Sunday?
Well, they used to say there's one thing if I was trying to be funny about somebody riding out on a horse, but I'm not going to say that. Listen, you got to play perfect. Joker's got to be really, really good. Murray has to be really, really good, and then you probably need MPJ to be really, really good, and then just sprinkle some other stuff. They can beat the Lakers. You go back and look at the first half of that game in L.A. If you had never watched NBA and turned it on, you would have said they were the best team. Second half, you would have said they were a college team. But that first half, listen, that shows that they can play. But do they believe that they can play?
Katie, do they believe?
So, yes, but that's exactly what I was going to say. You need 2 of the first halves from the first time that these two played each other. Like, just do what you did in the first half for a full 48 minutes. I'm just always going to be...
Same thing with Milwaukee, right, Katie?
Yeah.
First half of Milwaukee. Yes. I mean, you're as good as those 2 teams. Now, what get that third quarter going back again. That beat them in both Milwaukee and the Laker game.
What that first matchup showed us is that they can. And so I think the belief comes from, hey, let's watch this first half. Here's how we beat them. And now they're sitting there going, so you're telling me there's a chance.
All right, hope you enjoyed the game tonight. A great come-from-behind win for the Denver Nuggets on the air Sunday, a Valentine's Day affair. Can the Nuggets knock off the L.A. Lakers? That should be a lot of fun. You want to join us for that one? This has been the Toyota Game Recap. Once again, Sunday night, 7 p.m., the Nuggets and the Lakers right here on Altitude. Hope to see you then.